The Capital Brew Podcast with 20 North Dave and Nick Lee. What's brewing in the 518?
All right, so this is another episode of the Capital Brew Podcast. Unfortunately, no Dave today. We are at Wolfhollow. We're going to have Eddie, and Kyle is supposed to be here today, but one of them's not here. That's all good. But I got some important news to break. The beautiful Jessica is no longer my girlfriend, unfortunately. But now she's my wife. We got married over the weekend.
Oh, so, congratulations.
Thank you. So
and now I get to be the co-host.
Yeah, so now it's no longer my girlfriend, the beautiful Jessica. It's now my wife, the beautiful Jessica. And she's my host today, filling in for Dave. We're down here at Wolfhollow with Eddie. Eddie, how you doing?
Good. How you folks doing today? We're
doing awesome. We're excited. We were supposed to do this a few times. I started my own company, and I was working on a project that was supposed to be done at 2 that ended up running into almost 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
Because it kind of wrapped up around 6, and by the time I got out of there. So here we are. We're back on our date. So we were originally going to specifically talk about what you have going on this weekend, or not this weekend, but this summer with the entertainment lineup. There's a lot of bands. You got trivia. I believe there's going to be a couple metal nights again. Are we returning to the metal nights?
We will. Normally, Metal Night has been a once-a-year occurrence, usually the first week of December. But we tossed around the idea of maybe throwing a second one in. We haven't totally decided yet. It'll probably be like a kind of haphazard thing or pseudo last minute thing where you say, hey, we're doing this tonight, maybe a little less produced than when we normally do it, but still always a fun time. People just come hang out, headbang all night, hang out with their friends, listen to really loud music. It's one of my favorite musical events of the year that we do. And I'm not personally a metalhead outside of, kind of like I guess what people would call kind of, the easier to listen to metal or like 80s hair metal or whatever, early late 70s stuff. But it's really fun. It brings out a totally different crowd, and everyone is really nice. They're all here for the same reason. And we have a couple of customers who are really good customers who they're huge metalheads, so they actually help us out with it. They bring out their sound system with this heavy bass. Just jack it up. Kyle makes a whole playlist, turn it up loud, and just let it go for like 4 or 5 hours. And everyone, it's funny because you can see the people who did come in the door who didn't know this was happening very quickly. They realize, oh, what did I walk into tonight?
They're like looking to make sure this is still Wolfhollow.
Yeah, but it's honestly one of my favorite. I always have a great time. Again, as not a self-proclaimed metalhead, I just have a great time. Listening to it's fun.
It's a change of pace.
Exactly. It's a change of pace, and I even hear some stuff that I really like that I may not have known before. Yeah. We keep it. Throw some of the more popular, well-known band stuff in there that people like, kind of like the popular bands that more people know. But like people put in requests and stuff, and they get really down and deep into it, and. Sometimes I have to kind of cut it off because I was like, all right, I can only do so many 17-minute Cult of Luna songs.
Yeah.
But it is one of our favorite and best events of the year. So maybe it'll pop up in the nicer weather when it's out.
I heard a rumor
outside.
That it might be twice this year, so that's why
we've always talked about doing that. We did it twice once, but the last time we tried it twice, it was around when COVID started, so it didn't go so well. But maybe again, it's great thing about it. It costs basically nothing to produce. Yeah. It's just, hey, let's hook up the speakers, actually do something different we don't normally play, and you let the playlist run. Yeah. It's always great when the overhead is super minimal. It costs us usually a few beer tokens for the folks who bring the sound system, and that's it.
Nice. So I guess kind of want to back up a little bit. Last time I was here, it was with Kyle and Jordan. Sorry, I don't know where I got Jared from. But yeah, it was Jordan, myself, Dave, and Kyle. And I believe you were working here, but did you get are you now like the general manager?
Peter is still our general manager. I've been here for just over 7 years now. It was 7 years at May 1st. I've been the bar manager, front of house manager that entire time.
Nice.
Responsibilities have changed and grown over that time, but my title has been the same.
Nice. Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
And so how did you get into Wolfhollow?
So I'm not from here, I was the first person this place hired that wasn't from like the immediate surrounding like 5 miles, or somehow related to or associated with one of the owners. I was just a regular person, regular dude.
Because no regular people from this area.
No, I'm from Long Island. I'm not from here.
Where in Long Island?
Valley Stream, the most western town on the south part of Long Island, pretty much.
So close to Long Beach?
About 20 minutes west of Long Beach.
Wow, I thought that one pretty well. Because that goes right up to JFK, no?
Yeah, so you get into the Rockaways.
Yeah.
The Rockaways are a little bit closer to where I'm from. You can go through my town and get down to East Rockaway and Far Rockaway.
Yep.
Long Beach, it's just a matter of the way the roads are. But it's not that far. It's not very far, no.
It's like 5 miles, but 20 minutes.
Yeah,
Exactly.
exactly.
Awesome. So what brought you up here?
So I was just doing my thing, exploring. I was living in New York City at the time. Just go out on my day off. I was working on 6 days a week in a bakery, and I would go around, check out the places in the city, and kind of beer was never a thing I was really like. I loved more so after I turned 21 and progressed into my mid to late 20s, and I could find stuff that I enjoyed, and I was like, oh, I like this, and I eventually was visiting a friend up here, and they were like, hey, this place that you went to that one time was hiring. So I was like, oh, let me check it out. I was kind of looking for a change of scenery, and I applied for the job here, and I didn't expect to hear back, and then I heard back, drove up here a couple day trips for interviews. So 3 hours is a long 6 hour round trip for a couple of interviews. And they ended up hiring me. That was April of 2017. Excuse me. A month later, I'd moved up here, started the job, and just ever since, I learning the industry, and how it, trying to help us evolve with the industry. My responsibility, one of my responsibilities, is the programming that goes on here. Kind of building that, bringing in new things and stuff that we may not have thought about doing previously, or wanting to taking, for lack of a better phrase, taking some of the low hanging fruit and trivia nights.
Yeah, that's a great.
I love trivia nights. I love going to trivia nights. I always love going to trivia nights. We didn't do it for a very long time.
Yep.
We didn't want to do the same thing that everyone else was doing. And Mohawk Tap Room's right down the street.
They've got trivia.
They do trivia every.
But it still packs the place, doesn't it?
It does. Every Thursday they do trivia. So we didn't want to do it. We don't want to super compete. You got to be kind of wary of competing with places that sell your product.
Yeah.
You want to have you keep the relationship friendly and not make them feel like you're trying to steal their business.
Sure.
But eventually I said, 2 years ago, I said, whatever, no, let's try it, and it's gangbusters.
Yeah.
People love it. We have folks who they only come for that.
Yeah.
We see them once every 2 weeks, and that's what they come for that. And we have customers who were laughed at it when we started. They're like, "I stupid." Now they get super excited they get jacked up, do it, and they win, and they get super excited. So I enjoy trivia night. It's fun. Everyone has a good time.
I bet you that the Mohawk Tap Room was still packed. They're still pulling in people. You could have a bar next door to each other, having trivia night in both places would be packed. Yeah.
Fit trivia night, you can't go wrong.
I remember I used to work for Q103, and I used to do Smarter Than a QTs. I used to host that at the Logger House off of the Latham Traffic Circle.
Which is now?
Tipsy Moose, the original Tipsy Moose.
The Latham one.
Nice.
Yeah, the Latham one.
Yep. Number 5 on their list.
Number 5 on their list. They used
and they also customer.
They also did a collaboration, the Tipsy Wolf, which was phenomenal.
Yes, they sell that beer pretty much all the time.
Yeah.
At all their locations.
It's a great beer. Get some macaroni and cheese, especially the Buffalo Mac, and go grab yourself a Tipsy Wolf and hang out at the Tipsy Moose. That's a good meal right there. But it used to be the Logger House. That was it was a nice. They had a bunch of beers on tap, and But yeah, we used to do Smarter Than a QT's trivia, and I had to put a speaker outside, and eventually it just got so big that they were putting the chairs out in the parking lot. They were taking away parking spots, which that place has no parking, and just to get people in, to fit more people into trivia. So that trivia is always a big crowd pleaser.
Yeah, I mean, the first year, once we were able to move out into the outdoor space, into the patio space, we didn't know what to expect. We were excited for it because it's it can get crowded. This room gets crowded very fast, and unfortunately, in the wintertime, the coldest days, coldest nights of the year, we've gotten 14 teams in here. It's not enjoyable for just the way it's laid out.
Crowded,
it's crowded, and it's kind of fun because everyone's kind of like, it's like loud and whatever, but it's not super comfortable for everyone. So when it's outside, it's great. It's funny. There's not a single soul in here, and then the patio all the way through the back of the pavilion onto the grass into the fire pits is like there's like 18, 20 teams out there. It's great. Yeah. And it's just quiet as quiet can be in here. Yeah. And people outside. It's great outside.
Well, the outside space is awesome.
It is. It's beautiful. You guys have done a lot. You've come a long way. I remember when just this one patio opened up. And then next thing you got the pavilion, you got the food trucks that come here all the time.
I think the first time we were ever here, this was dirt right here. This patio area.
Yeah.
I think, and it was small.
I remember they put up the wall and
you used to cut off where the back of the wooden wooden wall is on the side, the boundaries. It used to cut off at where that ends. Yeah. That was the back of it.
There used to be gravel. Yeah. Towards the end of there, and you had a couple Adirondack chairs with some fire pits out there.
And now it's like
correct.
So huge.
But I remember even before that.
Yeah.
So speaking of which, I mean, you got an anniversary coming up here, for Wolfhollow. The 7th?
So overall, it's our 11th.
11 years.
11 years in total. It'll be 9 years at this location.
Okay.
We used to we had previously kind of been separating it for a little bit, separating, the old company. 2013 was when the doors officially opened, and then 2015 is when they opened the doors here. We had kind of separated for a little bit, and then that last couple of years we just decided to, it's like there's no, it's one thing, and then last year was year 10 overall, which was a big deal. Yeah. Mother Nature unfortunately did not cooperate with us last year, and I've never seen rain like that. It was quite the storm to behold that afternoon. People were still great. They still came out. It was still an overall fun afternoon. It was just really soggier than we had hoped for. Yeah. In the middle of July. This year we're celebrating year 11, so we're hoping
make up
for it. Going big. We've got I started. Oh my God, I can't remember when year I started it. I want to say it was 21, maybe. So it's year 3 of us doing this. We do a small night market. So I've got 6 food vendors we have 6 vendors coming out that evening. Dessert, some great local Schenectady businesses, as well as some from their area. Actually, the folks who make the beer that we're drinking right now, helped us with the beer we're drinking right now. Soon He is Farming Kitchen, the Korean restaurant in Troy. They'll be here that evening. Nice. Some of your favorite farmers market vendors will be here. Nibble and Nosh, the bakery in Scotia, Whiskey Business Bakery, classic French macaron baker Brie. She'll be here. She's from Schenectady. Burger 21 will be here. A food truck will be here. We've got Holy Crepe. Audrey and her team will be here from Schenectady as well. And I'm Heather Lent, Bittersweet Candy Company, down on J Street in Schenectady. She'll be here. It's a really great, it's a great evening. Looking forward. We have a great band that evening. Originally from Scotia kids started this band. They're called Brass Machine. Okay. They are a New Orleans brass band.
Oh, okay. Fun.
They're a ton of fun. We've had them here last year. They packed the place out. It's great dancing. Just enjoying an upbeat party atmosphere. It's so much fun. We were releasing a couple of special beers that day and that week. Kyle's got a monster concoction coming out that day. It's a 2-year, I believe it's a 2-year barrel-aged barley wine.
Okay.
Oh, wow. That's
that
cool.
We've been sitting on for a little bit. He made the labels for it. It's a really fun, beautiful, colorful label. It's probably about 13% alcohol.
Nice.
So that'll be released that day in these gorgeous bottles, wax, sealed with wax. We've also got our our original anniversary beer, which was called the Year One Black Lager. It's a Schwartz beer.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't made it in probably 2 years.
Yep.
It's a little bit out of style for a traditional Schwartz beer. It's more on the imperial side. It's about 8%. Usually clocks in a little over 8%.
Yeah.
But we're making that again. It's cooking over there right now. It's scheduled to be, I think, packaged in the next week and a half. So we'll have that on draft as well as in bottles. We're going to bottle that as well. Especially, we've done that once before for our 5-year anniversary, so we figured we'd try it again.
Awesome.
So those will be special releases that week. And we hope folks come out and enjoy the afternoon. We're going to stay open a little bit later that day, party till about 10 o'clock. And it's come any time of day. Come enjoy the beer, enjoy the food, just hang out with your friends and family and have a good time. That's what this place was built on, and we love celebrating that.
I remember that Schwartz beer at the end of our first year. We did a barbecue, and I think I stopped down here and I got that your dark lager, and I believe Midnight
the Black IPA,
the Black
Midnight
IPA.
Dreary.
Midnight Dreary, that's what it was, and we did a barbecue pairing. And those were the two beers that I brought to pair with some of our barbecue. I did the Midnight Dreary with a smoked meatloaf, which was phenomenal.
Ooh,
yeah,
love that.
It had a Memphis style barbecue sauce, and then we also had I forget what I did the Midnight Dreary. I want maybe smoked turkey or smoked chicken, smoked something. Obviously, it was a barbecue.
Obviously, it was smoked everything.
Yeah. It was
One
good.
of the things that's awesome about here is that, like, when you're here on a Sunday afternoon and the families that are out there and the dogs and everybody's just hanging out, it's like such a cool atmosphere.
Lots of dogs, lots of kids, lots of families.
Yeah.
And it's all, you have like hiking trails back there, don't you?
We
Or
do. There's
walking
old horse
Okay.
trails that are converted to walking paths. On there's one that goes around the whole back of the property. There's 17 acres here. There's a trail that goes around the back, and you can loop around. It also connects to our neighbors, Murray's Fools Distilling Company.
Oh, right.
So you can walk from here over to Murray's Fools and
Nice.
check out their cocktails, their spirits that they make over there. Really, really fun, chill little place. Sour and Randall are great. They do a great job over there. They're so welcoming. They always and they're like most relaxed, nicest people.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of good things about them. I know. I think the fire department, they had something that was going on there that I wasn't a part of.
A big, beautiful space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's go back to the summer lineup. What are some of the highlights music-wise? I mean, obviously you're gonna have trivia every 2 weeks. Those are normally on Thursdays.
Every other Thursday. So usually comes up about 2 a month. Sometimes a third one if you're on a longer month, depending on the days fall. We've got music-wise. This particular weekend. I don't know when this is being posted. I'm sorry.
I'll have it up by this weekend.
This Saturday night, we've got one of our fan favorites. This woman, Gabby Ellers. She's a nurse by day, and she also is a solo musician. She gets work, and she's fantastic. She's got the most powerful voice, and people love her. We have her a couple times a year, and people come out, come here to see her. She's great. Next week, we have another solo musician, great folk musician, Warren Seam from the Capital Region. In the 20th of July, it's a Saturday evening. We've got the East Burn Band. They're another kind of an offshoot of Gordon Street, kind of rock band. This band, East Burn Band, they formed about last year. We had them here last year. They were phenomenal. So much fun. A little jammy, rock, kind of everything full of funk. So much fun. They put on a great show. It's Saturday night, July 20th. I mentioned Brass Machine. Brass Machine on the 27th of July for our anniversary party. Into August, we've got this great band MBST. I've unfortunately missed them the last time they were here. I was off that night. All accounts, they put on a fantastic show. And I do apologize that I don't have more to tell you because I did not see them with my own eyes. We've also got a new musician to our lineup. His name's Josh Clevenstein, from the Adirondacks, kind of folk Americana musician. First time he'll be playing here in August. At the end of the month, and then our annual summer beach party with Big Fez and the Surfmatics.
Nice.
People love that band. They dress in purple.
I was gonna say, is there a dress code for that night?
Beach attire. Yeah, they put on. They wear fezzes and they wear these purple kind of surf jackets, and they just play like 60s. Surf music.
So it's like the Beach Boys are here?
It's a little more. It's like they play a lot of like Dick Dale and some of the Ventures and
like
stuff
surf
like that.
guitar and all
Yeah. And other stuff in between, but they throw other stuff in. But they're a ton of fun. People show out for that evening. Yeah. The guys in the band have a great time with it. And it's just a wonderful, fun evening. Everyone's in high spirits. It's really hard not to be. Everyone's kind of like limboing and all that kind of stuff. It's really a great evening. That's August 17th, the evening of August 17th. At the end of August, heading towards Labor Day, we've got nice local solo musician Craig Mackey, great guitar player, and then we've got a local band, The Broke Down, one of the many forms of the 2096 Joe Bodden. They were kind of a blues jam band. They always bring in. They're Scotia people.
Nice.
So they bring in.
I actually think that's who was here last time we were here.
Probably, yeah.
They were really good.
They're here. They play a lot of benefits here.
Really?
They're like the go-to band for a lot of people who have events and stuff. They're a great time. They bring in a lot of people. They put on a great show. And that takes us out to about Labor Day.
Awesome. So outside of I take it music is every Saturday.
It's either Friday or Saturday. It just happens to fall mostly Saturdays in July and August, actually. But just how the schedule shook out.
So between you got trivia, you got music. Do you have any other kind of events going on?
So the last Wednesday of each month, we do bingo night.
Oh wow.
Which has been great. People love it. It's low stakes. You can just come and go as you coming in and out of paying attention as you want. Yeah. Play bingo, win a drink or something. It's
fun.
It's just relaxed, chill fun.
Yeah.
We got some like arts and crafts things going on.
Nice.
Next week we have bonsai bar.
I've heard a lot about this.
We do that every couple months. We've got one in July and one in August. People love it.
Yeah.
No, I thought it was kind of going to run its course and then people wouldn't be interested anymore. No, we're still selling almost our full allotment of tickets every time. They only do about 25, especially when we do it outside, just so you can have the intimate experience with the instructors. But the instructors are fantastic, and they take the time to explain it. They explain the art of it and like the tradition of bonsai. I apologize. It's bonsai.
Bonsai.
Like, bonsai is the way you're supposed to say
it right.
Bonsai.
They say they're very it's bonsai.
Konnichiwa.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And they they guarantee the plants. If you ever need any help, you can just reach out to them. They'll help you with your plant. If anything
I've
happens
seen Karate
to
Kid
it,
3. I know how to fix it.
they and if anything happens to it, they'll replace it for you. It's
awesome.
really it's people
How much
really
does that
love
cost?
it. That's a $75 ticket, but
Because those trees are expensive.
they're very expensive, and they will outlive all of us.
Oh, that's awesome.
They'll stay alive for hundreds of years if you keep them.
Could our house use a bonsai tree?
I would definitely probably kill that because I can't even keep the easy stuff
I will
alive.
take care of it.
The cactuses are supposed to be easy, and I think I have two cactuses that are slowly dying.
The only things that had died on me this year were the 2 apple trees.
You
And
did kill an apple
I didn't
tree.
kill the apple. I moved it from a small pot to a bigger pot and moved them outside, and they died. And 1 tomato plant. And I don't know why that died. But yeah, bonsai.
Yeah.
You have yoga too.
Bonsai.
Don't you do yoga?
We
every
do
once in a
actually have yoga this coming Saturday.
Oh, yeah.
It's our next outdoor yoga class. We do it out in the pavilion.
Because your space is like perfect for yoga.
Yeah, Inner Bliss Yoga Studio is doing it. They're from Schenectady. They've been doing a series this year, once a quarter. They've been having class out there, so this is the summer one. Then they'll be back in the fall for their fourth one.
Is that free to everyone, or you have to sign up?
That's a cost. It's $30. You get the class, an hour-long class. You get a drink, and then with this particular one, they do a Dharma talk after.
Oh.
And Dharma talk, they kind of sit down and talk about the practice, and it's not necessarily a spirituality thing, but kind of digging in a little bit deeper to the mental part of it.
Wow.
And actually, I wonder if Jordan takes part in that.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I've not done it with Inner Bliss. Mandy is really sweet though, and it looks like her classes they get your work in,
really
and they
popular.
get your move in. She's really nice. She's a great instructor, and we'll have another one or two of those kind of sprinkled in from different instructors as we have space for them. But it's usually pretty 25, 30 people on a Saturday morning, Sunday morning before we open. And, so it's kind of nice when the weather's nice. It's kind of nice out there. Listen to the birds. Fortunately, you get the occasional freight train across the road, but
Nick is shockingly good at yoga, by the way.
Yeah, I've only done it once.
Yeah, he's good at it. I do it all the time, but he's very good at it.
My cousins own a group of studios out in Texas called Black Swan Yoga. It's a hot yoga, and so I was out visiting them, and they were like, "Hey, why don't you do a class?" I was like, I've never done it before. And then the whole time, like I thought I was so bad because the instructor was like going to everybody else and kind of tweaking them and like, no, put your leg here, put your foot here, and she didn't say a word to me the whole entire time. Every once in a while, she would walk by and like, "You're doing a good job," and then at the end of it, she came up and she's like, "They told me this was your first class." I was like, "It is." They're like, "You were." She was like, "You're really good at it." I was like, "What?" I thought I sucked because you didn't say anything to me. But yoga is fun. So if you haven't done yoga before,
Nick.
yes, I am a perfectionist, and I like to mimic. Like I was watching like other people that looked like they knew what they were doing. So I was like trying to like follow what they were doing, mimic what they were doing. But yeah, if you haven't done yoga before, for sure, and it's beautiful out here. If you've never been to Wolfhollow, first of all, get down here and grab yourself a beer. But check out the very serene back area here. It's perfect for yoga. Anything else? Any other events?
Yeah, so we have we do have a whole slew of lineup of fundraisers and benefits that we do over the course of the year.
What's your favorite?
My favorite I actually missed this year. It was in April. I'm sorry. It's called Birds and Brews.
Okay.
It's the benefit Whispering Willow Wild Care, who cares for. It's a sanctuary. They care for injured wildlife and then try to return it to the wild as they heal. It's bananas event. It draws it. They do incredible marketing. You can find them around the region at various types of events. They go to events just as kind of support, just to kind of add to it. You find them at the Schenectady Green Market every couple of weeks over the course of the summer and fall with their animals, with their animal ambassadors, as they call them. It's so much fun.
Is it mostly birds?
Yeah, the birds look very angry most of the time. It always kills me that the great horned owl always looks like it's ready to just rip someone's face off.
Oh, was that at when we went to Clifton Park?
Yeah, I think it was the same group. That's why I remember this year's event. We were going to go, and then it rained all day.
Oh.
I was like,
well, it didn't keep people away. It was a crazy day by all accounts. Again, I unfortunately missed it. It's my favorite event, though. I enjoy the heck out of that.
Never get to see owls that close.
Yeah. The owls are cool. And you get to see the screech owl who can fit in the palm of your hand.
Yeah, we've seen those.
Like a little stuffed animal, right?
Yeah, it's really fun. It's really cool. I mean, the kids love it. The kids love coming to see the animals. They raise a lot of money for their do a lot of fundraising for the center. It's in Niskayuna, I believe. Coming up in 2 Sundays, the 14th, we have the third annual Wolf's at the Wolf. This year's to benefit the Animal Protective Foundation of Glenville. Okay. This is put on by Pics for Pups. It's a animal photography studio run by a gentleman named Crest. Him and his assistant Stephanie are running this event. They have a whole slew of vendors for animal products. The food truck on site. They'll have baked goods for humans and for dogs, I believe. Bring your, if you have furry friend, your pet, if your dog, mostly dogs. We had a cat come the first year though.
Oh, nice.
The cat was chill as hell. Love that cat.
You ever see people put cats on like?
I have a picture with the cat. Yeah, all the time.
That's weird.
Yeah, I have a picture with that cat. The cat was super chill.
Can you imagine? Like my cat would be stroking out here with like 85 dogs.
Oh yeah.
Like, no, not.
It must have been that cat must have been used to it because it didn't bat an eye. But yeah, people bring their dogs. You just actually keep them on a leash if they're uncomfortable. crowds, it's probably not the best kind of event to bring them to. There's going to be a ton of raffles, a band. They usually bring a little pool for the dogs, the dogs to jump in. Sometimes they bring puppies to take pictures with. I don't think they're doing that this year. But they're professional photographers, so you can get professional pictures with your animals, your pets.
So you can bring your dog and get your photo taken with it.
Yeah, exactly. You
Awesome.
they usually bring a photo booth. Can
we do it with lasers in the background?
I don't know.
Both I'm looking off fondly at something in the top right
Like
corner.
an 80s, you want the 80s redo of your school pick.
Yeah.
But they're great. This is gonna be the third year we're doing it, and it's the first two have been really fun afternoons.
Yeah.
Great turnouts. And the animals and the human people have a great time. Actually, next the 11th, coinciding with our a trivia night, we're having a pop-up bookstore.
Okay.
With the local business called the Book Hive.
Okay. Are they the ones that set up the little?
It's essentially like a Scholastic book fair for adults.
Oh, that's funny.
So they've gained a lot of popularity recently. So she's kind of a side gig for this woman. Her name's Amy, who's running it. So she brings she has a bunch. She gets books, some kind of literature inspired kind of goods and stuff, literary inspired kind of products. Sets up a little store and kind of sells them. So we're gonna doing that next week. Actually, one of this event we did last year for the first time. We're bringing it back in August, so it's gonna be actually a Sunday night, August 11th. We're doing Havana Night. So last year,
cigars.
We're probably not gonna do the cigars this
that's
this
my
time.
jam right there.
We thought we had talked about it. It's probably not gonna happen, unfortunately. But so we did it last year, and this gentleman, his name is Felix Ortiz.
He rolls the cigars.
No, he's a salsa instructor.
Oh.
He's
yeah. That's who we had.
Yeah.
He's a salsa instructor. So
I met him, yeah.
Really great. So he comes out, he teaches, this is all free, teaches an hour-long free salsa lesson to anyone who wants it.
Yeah.
The basics, some basic moves and stuff you can get you going, and then it's open dancing. And they have a bunch of, people who who really do enjoy salsa dancing and stuff.
There are people locally that are so into this. Yeah.
They will follow it around. I have family members who did this, and they follow it around. So they usually get a great crowd. He did private lessons for myself and my girlfriend recently. He's great, and we've gone to a couple. We went to one of his kind of open free lessons things too. He does them at the he was doing at the Rivers Casino. Who's doing a free lesson with Alex Torres Latin Orchestra, who are amazing.
Yeah, they're really good.
They're really good. We
were there for that.
Yeah, they're doing so next Saturday night, July 13th, they're doing a free show and lesson down at Collins Park.
Oh, nice.
That's the big Latin night.
Fun.
So
And they're from like Massachusetts too. Ortiz is from here, but
Felix is from he lives in Albany.
Yeah,
I don't know where Alex Torres is from.
They're from. I'm pretty sure they're from
like
Springfield
Mass?
or something.
Oh, yeah.
But they
have such a huge following.
They have a huge
casino,
following.
yeah.
So I saw them back in May. It was the first time I got to see them because Felix taught a lesson, and then it was Cinco de Mayo. And they played until midnight at the casino. We didn't stay till midnight, but it was so much fun. There were so many people, and
there are people that go every time
they
they're
do.
there.
Yeah, they're incredible Latin band.
Yeah.
Salsa, reggae, mostly salsa stuff.
Fun,
But they're amazing. They're incredible, and the thing we do here is a lot of fun. It was totally different than anything we'd ever done, and we probably had 50 people doing the free lesson, and then again we're doing it that was a Saturday last year. We're doing it on a Sunday evening this year just because of scheduling, and I'm trying not to compete with other similar events going on in the local area. But it should be a really fun evening. 5 p.m. we'll have a free lesson, and 6 to 9 we're doing just open dancing, dinner. We have dinner service. Food truck will be open. We have drink specials that night.
What's the food truck?
Be Two for the Road will be here. Probably get them to toss some special food items on the menu that evening.
Nice.
And it's really fun. It's no embarrassment. You're scared, whatever. You don't need to come with a partner.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing with a Reda circle. You change partners. You can come by yourself. You don't need to come with anyone. It's interactive, and if you just keep moving. You just keep moving on to the next one, and he's a great instructor, and just really gets you into it, and then you just kind of go with the music, and that's the fun of it. You do it at your pace. You don't need to, you'll watch people who are like, you'd be like, whoa, that's wild. Like, how are they doing that? But you just kind of, if you just go at your pace and just stay where even if you just stay where you're comfortable, you eventually want it. You're like, oh, I want to maybe do more, and eventually leave your comfort zone and kind of start taking steps forward. But it's a really fun evening, and we're looking forward to it again this year. And I think that's most of the stuff we have for the summer on the schedule. Summer, and that takes us into our Oktoberfest, which will be on the 7th of September.
Nice. We're gonna have any nice Marzens or?
Yeah, we make our Marzen style Oktoberfest every year. We make a lot of it. It's probably our most popular beer over the course of the year. Marzens are traditionally lagers. Ours is an ale, so we call it more of a Marzen style, whatever. Yeah. We're gonna have our Helles ready for it this year. So nice. South German light lager. Yep. We're gonna have our Hefe. We're going to have the Hefe back. The plan is to have the Hefeweizen back. It'll be made at that point, so it plans to let the Hefeweizen come on for that week around that time as well. And I would imagine we'll probably still have the Schwartz beer around at that time too for a little bit. Yeah. So there's a chance we'll have 4, definitely 3, maybe 4 German style beers on for that week when that weekend gets here, and that's always a banger of a day. It's a day where there's 15 things going on in big things going on in the capital region, and it's still an awesome day. Busy, yeah. It's just busy time of year, so we always aim we do it early just to kind of, because everyone else does theirs later, so we kind of decided to started doing it.
The weather's still pretty decent outside, and
we just wanted to stay away from other, not compete with all the Oktoberfest, because most places will do it later than that. But we're competing against Italian Fest in Schenectady. Yeah. It's never mattered because I think Caribbean Festival is usually that day too. I don't know what day that is this year, and there's usually the art something going on downtown too, but it doesn't matter. There's so many things to do at the time of year, and people will go out and they'll do multiple in a day. That's the great thing. Yeah. And it's it's our busiest day here of the year usually, and it's always it's so much fun.
For sure.
You got a guy out back doing games, doing Hammerschlagen, Steinhoisting.
Oh yes, you got to do the Steinhoisting.
Some other stuff. We'll have a couple of food vendors.
I should prepare this year.
It's hard.
It's really hard.
It's difficult. It's hard.
I watched this girl do it, and she literally gave up after a minute.
Yeah. Yeah, we've seen a couple of those. Yeah.
It's hard.
It's way harder than you think it is.
That's exciting.
Yeah, but that's kind of like the kind of we go from ending summer, and that's kind of the kickoff to fall for us here. For sure. And then fall's awesome. So.
I know that we normally would start off talking about beer. You're actually out. We can take a break if you want to refill here in a second. But I'm drinking your Eventide.
Eventide. Yeah.
It's a English dark mild. So can you elaborate a little bit more about this?
Yeah, we had talked. We kind of talked about the style that we've talked about for a while. We've made ESB in the past. It was okay. It wasn't great.
So it's an English bitters, basically.
Yeah. So it's kind of almost like a small porter. The way it kind of comes really across taste wise. It's still pretty dark. You get those dark, those dark toasted, malty dark toasted notes, roasty notes. But it's the body is pretty light. Yeah. Obviously it comes in about 3.5% out on the alcohol side. You can and we took down our regular porter when we put this up. And it's people who have usually you drink our regular porter year round. That our porter is on the higher side on the ABV for in terms of what the style is. But people seem to really like this. I really enjoy it. It's kind of a nice almost a summer version of the porter for us. Yeah, and knock down the alcohol in the body and keep it but it's very drinkable, and you're okay having it on a hot day. Yeah. But we have been talking about, and they're having kind of those kind of low ABVs, traditional styles are kind of having a moment right now, so it seemed like a good time to do it.
For sure, yeah. 7 Points, they just had theirs. They did theirs in a cask too. That was actually really good. I want to say Frog Island's got their English pub ale, which is very close. Somebody else was doing something too.
I just like this style.
I do. Yeah, I do. I love English ales.
I mean the Wayward Lanes is I forget what it's called. Sorry, Adam.
With the Adele one.
I mean, they like launch with an English like mild.
Yeah.
It's called. I'm sorry, I can't remember the name
It's
of it.
all right.
It's like 3.2% alcohol. It's incredible.
Gives people
It's
an
so
excuse
good.
to go to Wayward and check it out.
It's so good.
Nice. This is delicious too, though. By the way.
Oh,
And
it's
then-
called Habitude. That's what it's called.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you guys, you have a collaboration with a new restaurant that's
Well,
open.
that restaurant's been around for a while.
Has it been around?
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I'm probably confused. There's a new restaurant that's going into Schenectady, which I don't know for some reason. But anyway, it's the rice lager with what's the name of it?
Sunhee's. We made it with Sunhee's Farm and Kitchen. They're a restaurant over in Troy on Ferry Street in Troy. They are Gina and Peter, who and their whole team over there. They're awesome and they're amazing. And I got to know them a little. I've gotten to know them a bit. A few years back, I reached out to them. I was booking. We were booking food pop-ups and things. I was looking for different pop-ups to book, and I reached out to them, and they came out here. Them and their whole squad. They came out here one day on like a Sunday afternoon, on a hot Sunday afternoon, and we chatted with them for a while. And we that was probably 2020-ish. Yeah, it was just like late 20, maybe fall of 2020.
Okay.
And we had them over the couple of years. We had them periodically do pop-ups out here over the course of the year. It's kind of hard for them now to do. They just have so much going on and what in their own lives and stuff for them to do. So it's hard for them to make it out here to do something like that.
It's a bit of a hike.
But they I go there to eat every so often. I'm staying in contact with them.
Yeah.
And we've had them at some of our kind of events where we have multiple food vendors and stuff because like that stuff will be these just like a one-off thing. Where I'm like, hey, you want to come out for this one evening?
Actually, I feel like we don't have any Korean around here.
And
so there's
it's,
nothing.
I believe there's a Korean place up in Niskayuna now.
Oh yes, there is.
yeah.
Yeah,
Uno.
we've been there.
The hot pot place?
Yes.
Yes.
I believe
Oh,
that.
it is delicious.
I believe it's Korean, yeah. But they, this year, I happened to, Kyle had been talking about making a rice lager for a while. It's kind of just one of those things that always kind of periodically pop up. And Gina just happened to come in here with her kids when they woke up and I was like, oh my god, I haven't seen her in a while since she had they had their second child.
Yeah.
And she came over. He was like, oh my god, how are you? And then we started chatting. The next day I see Kyle. I was like, hey, you still want to make a rice lager? He's like, yeah. I was like, all right, I've got a nice idea. So I went out to them and I was like, listen, we want to make this rice lager, but this is this is an Asian style of beer. I think Japanese in origin. Don't quote me on that though.
Sounds about right.
I believe it is from most of the stuff I've read.
What's the one beer that's
Sapporo?
Sapporo. Isn't that? I believe that's a rice lager.
I mean, Bud Light's technically a rice lager.
Technically, yes.
Yeah. But so we went out and spoke to them. I was like, would you folks be interested in a beer? Collaborating on a beer together? And they came back to us and they said we'd be interested. Like, what do you think about using our rice in the beer? And we were like, we hadn't even thought about that. We were like, hell yeah, let's do that. So they import this special Korean black rice, and when you cook it, it presents as purple. So if you go there, you order a dish. Most of them come with rice. The rice is purple rice. So they cooked 50 pounds of this black rice for us. They ordered it. They cooked it and they brought it here, and Kyle shoveled it into the mash with regular torrefied rice. We were like, well, we don't know what's gonna happen. We just tried it.
Yeah.
And on the back end, we added a little bit of hibiscus to kind of color it. And you get a touch of it on the end, but not too much. It's more for the coloring purposes. And they have it. I believe they still have it at the restaurant selling it. And we launched it. We were supposed to launch a little. Unfortunately, since being a lager, we kind of got to it a little bit later than we would have wanted to get it ready for May 1st for launch there. So it ended up coming a little bit close to their anniversary. I think it was like May 11th or 12th. And unfortunately, we didn't get it to them till a week and a half after that, which was good. We didn't want to rush it. Everyone was happy.
It's really good.
They've loved it, and they've got really good response to
hibiscus
it. And the part of the thing is we're going to they served it at their big celebration of AAPI month at the end. The actual I think it was June 1st. They have this big awesome night market. They've been doing like once. They used to do it more often. They do it like once a year now.
They do it in the like parking lot.
Yeah,
Right?
Yeah. It's really fun event. The food's amazing. The spirits, everything is so cool. And we'll be donating. We're donating $1 each from each. Finally, that we were donating to their. They have a charity organization called Sunhees Community Place, and they what they do is they provide free language services for basically ESL, English second language for immigrants, and not just like Korean, like any language. They try to match them up and provide language services for folks
Nice.
who need it. So it's really a really great organization. They do a ton of amazing community work. So it was really, really awesome to be able to partner with them on this project. And hopefully, be able to do something with them, do it again in the future.
Awesome.
Yeah, just give them a little plug. They do so many good things for their community, by the way.
They really do.
I think she went to law school somewhere
She's
in
a
here.
Gina's-
Right? And then she
Gina's-
gives back to the community that way. I mean,
she's Gina's a lawyer, pizza surgeon.
yeah.
And they run the restaurant kind of on the side with 2 kids
And then
and
her
family
parents have
members.
a farm,
insane.
They have a
right?
farm in
Cambridge?
Hudson Valley.
Okay, Hudson Valley.
Cambridge, is
I thought
it?
it was up in Cambridge.
It might be.
somewhere, but it might
I never remember where it
somewhere
is, but
around
they have a
here.
farm. Yeah, that's why
Yeah.
it's called the Farm and Kitchen. They have a farm.
Hoosick Falls.
No, it's not
Cambridge.
Hoosick Falls, but that's why I think it's up that way. But I'm not
They
sure. I could
have
be
a
wrong.
farm where they grow a bunch
Yeah,
of the
'cause I just
produce and
remember when
stuff.
she
Yeah.
first started that restaurant. Well, first of all, it was like one of the first Korean restaurants in Troy that I remember. So
Well, when are we
I've
gonna
eaten there
go?
many times. It's very good.
I've never been.
Yeah, you have not.
They're
been.
great.
You would like it. It's excellent.
If it's anything like the hot pot place, do I get to make my own sauces?
No.
No, it's more they do a traditional kind of like party menu.
The kimchi's excellent.
They make their own make and bottle their own kimchi, make their own gochujang.
There's no such thing as excellent kimchi. There's nothing but horrible kimchi.
Nick does not like kimchi,
Yeah.
but they have a good one.
They make their own. They bottle and sell their own gochujang sauce, which is great.
You do like that.
The scallion pancakes, the bibimbap,
Oh my God, it's so good. You like
the
the bibimbap,
kimbap. Usually when they'll be here in July, usually they run their pop-up menu, and it's
See, we're gonna have to come because you should try
Alright.
it.
they usually do kimbap. They do Korean pork sliders, I believe, and they do one
Ooh.
other thing. I can't remember off the top
And
of
I'm
my
gonna
head.
get
I'm sorry.
extra kimchi.
No, you're not allowed to eat kimchi.
I love kimchi. Nick's dad made kimchi one time, and well, it was delicious, but it's very hard to make kimchi. It's a process. So
I mean, if you don't like fermented vegetables, you're not gonna like it.
I don't like pickled or fermented.
No, well, that's probably why you don't like it.
he's a picky eater, but you know.
I am a picky eater. That was in our vows.
Yes, it was.
But yeah. So
The beer's great. I like it. It's
The
very
beer
light.
is-
It's
the
very
beer is excellent.
refreshing, and usually this would not be my choice, but I really wanted to try it
Yeah.
because
Well, we
'cause
got
of the name.
next Friday. It's Friday coming up, right? We've got the
July
Schenectady-
5th,
Yeah.
right?
July 12th.
July
Oh,
12th
so
is
it's-
the Schenectady thing. Okay.
Yeah.
So not this Friday, the Friday after.
Yeah, July 12th.
Okay. And you guys are making a Belgium white ale.
Yeah, the Schenectady
We've got
the Schenectady Brewers collaborated to make a Belgian white ale for the annual Schenectady Summer Night Festival, which is down on State Street. Big street fair, food vendors. Then ends with a big concert, fireworks.
And they closed
Nice.
the whole street down.
They
right?
closed
That's
the whole.
what we
They
went to
closed
last
down.
year, right?
They closed down State Street.
there's going to be Arrested Development there this year.
Yeah, Arrested
They were
Development.
supposed to be here last year, but
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, they're gonna be here this year.
Tennessee,
It's promise.
Tennessee.
They're gonna be. They promise that they're gonna be here this year.
they promise.
They're coming in. They're coming in earlier than they were supposed to
I thought
last
Yeah, they
year.
were supposed to fly
Their
in. and
flight got
there was
delayed or
days.
something.
Yeah. So,
But plus now you guys have the beer.
yeah. So this is actually the first year that it's going to be strictly
These Schenectady beers, right?
only Schenectady producers are going to be selling, have products being sold at the event.
Fantastic.
So
huge. That's huge.
Wolfhollow, 7 Points, Great Flats, Back Barn, and Frog Alley collaborated on a beer together. It's a Belgian white ale. It'll be available at that night down to festivals and the local bars down there. There's gonna be about eight bar tents set up
Wow.
Nice.
down at the on State Street and maybe J Street.
They're
as
gonna do
well.
the same thing last year where they just kind of do like one tent, so you'll have
No.
so it's just broken up to different.
There's going to be 8 different tents. 3 of them will be operated by ourselves. The other ones will be operated by the. Forgive me. I don't remember all the names off the top of my head, so I don't want to offend anyone.
But the Schenectady
bars. They're
yeah.
open by the other bars. Center
Yeah.
Street, Kitty O'Byrne's, Backstage Pub.
Yeah.
Unbeatable. And I'm missing ones. Might be Beer Garden. I think it might be Beer
Okay.
Garden. Yeah. So they're all going to be operating the other ones, and but all the beers sold at all those tents are all going to be only from the Schenectady based
Frog Alley,
producers. Yes.
Great Flats, 7 Points, Wolfhollow, Back Barn.
Yeah,
that's it.
In addition to the beer, the collaboration beer, like we'll all be selling additional varieties from our own places at these tents, and they've got it.
So you be able to try these?
We're not this one. I forget what we're sending. It's all set up already. That's
Just
kind of not my job, so I just see the list.
No.
But they'll be selling different.
But you're
different,
like staples.
Yeah, they'll be selling
right?
different varieties from each places along with the collaboration beer. So they're trying it tomorrow. They're trying it tomorrow. So after this has been recorded, after it's been posted, they're trying it, and so it's gonna be great. Brian is made at 7 Points. Brian is super jazzed about it.
Yeah.
He's so excited for it. It's gonna be super. It's gonna be really refreshing for a nice summer evening. To have a few of them while you're kind of walking around downtown, enjoying the food, enjoying the businesses, enjoying some music and fireworks. It's gonna be really awesome evening. Multiple thousands, tens of
for sure.
Usually 15,000 people, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't remember. I don't remember the numbers.
Last year it rained, and I remember it was
Still
yeah.
awesome.
It's a really awesome night for Schenectady.
Yeah.
For the
And
city.
Like you said, Brian's gonna be floating around. Kyle's gonna be floating around. Harry's gonna be floating around.
We're all gonna be actually working the tent. We're gonna be running the tents.
Yeah.
So there you'll find them behind one of the bars
It's
somewhere.
Actually,
And then there's an after party at Great Flats with
nice.
With karaoke. So
awesome. Sean, Laura.
Sean and Laura will be there.
Yeah.
We're all going to be myself included. We'll all be working that night down there. So
Awesome. I'll pop in, and I'm thinking about getting a camera and doing like some interviews and stuff like that for our content for our social websites, and we'll see how that goes. But so I'm
But
excited.
we're at least gonna try that beer.
Yeah, I'm not a big Allagash, fan, but
But Brian made it with.
yeah, these guys, I guarantee they probably did it better than Allagash is a great brewery. I like a lot of their beers. I'm just not a big fan of their Belgian white.
oh, that beer is so good.
I drank like a lot of those that one time, and now it's kind of like I did.
I went to Allagash for the first time back in December, and I just wanted to go to sleep in the gift shop. I'm just like, I'm not leaving. I'm just gonna stay here.
Yeah, I was there. We were there 2 years ago, or 3 years ago. 2 or 3 years ago, and I had one. It's like, it's
We were like literally there. I think it was
just
this
kept
time
giving
that
me
year.
more
Yeah.
and more and more. I was just like, I'm sick of this.
Yeah.
Done.
I just drank a lot of it.
Yeah, there's so many good breweries up there.
I know. It's good though. I thought it was good.
For sure. All right, man. We're teetering around that hour point. Is there anything else you'd like to bring up?
I don't think so. Go out, support your local brewery, support your local small businesses. They need it. Most of the, pretty much all the places I interact. I know they really love and appreciate your business. And we try to strive to do our best to make that you appreciate that you spend your hard-earned extra dollars at a place where it may cost a little bit more to get something than it would to go somewhere else and purchase it. But we do really, really appreciate it, and it means a lot to us to see your faces come through the door and keep returning and coming back through the door.
For sure. Well, technically, this is our neighborhood brewery, but we don't get down here enough.
I know. I wish we could come more, but
Yeah. Though we do go to a lot of breweries, so it's also hard to stick to just going.
this place is very close. Would it take you 15 minutes to get here?
If that, no. I left like 5 minutes late. I got here. Yeah.
Nick's going to include this when he starts doing his Schenectady Place Beyond the Pines tour.
Yeah.
This is going to be one of the staffs. Nick's going to do that tour because there's like three.
She wants me to do it because anytime anybody new is coming in, I was like, "Hey, you ever see a movie with this? Is that part?"
He literally points out every single.
And go up Washout Road. You're gonna, there's multiple locations there that they filmed on. So,
I feel like I need to go back and rewatch the movie since I moved to Schenectady because
Yes,
I
you
watched
do.
it. I watched
Before
it.
you moved here?
I watched it like when it came out.
Yeah,
and then
we looked that up. It's like 2012, I think.
Yeah.
It came
Yeah,
out.
I watched it like the year after it came out,
Yeah.
and I haven't watched it since I moved to Schenectady.
Oh, yeah,
so
you
I need to
have
like
to watch
rewatch
it,
it again.
I have so many friends in it, and like, there's just so many like, and I grew up here, like this. So it's just crazy. And then, like at one point in the movie, they're talking about like he's like, I'm from Troy. Do you even know where that is? Like, anybody from Schenectady knows where Troy is. Come on, it's the capital district. Like, and they were making it sound like it was really far away. But yeah, it's a good movie. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. If you haven't been to Wolfhollow, come down here, drink some beer. If you have been here, come back. Obviously, I don't have to tell you. Yeah, and this sounds like there's an exciting lineup for this summer. Your 11th anniversary, going to have a massive party to make up for your 10th anniversary that got rained out. So yeah, this is going to be a big summer for you guys. We're excited.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate you folks coming out today.
Actually, before I leave, I'm going to put you on the spot, ask you one of the hardest questions anybody's ever going to ask you. What's your favorite food truck?
I love all my children equally.
Yeah. They're all very great.
Well,
there
he's
isn't
wearing someone's
I know,
shirt
that's what I was
today.
going to see if he was going to say.
I have a lot of their this particular one shirts. They are here a lot. We've been with him for a long time, since before they were under this moniker. But actually, I mean, their old moniker is still up there too. They just split They split off.
I actually want to I want not interview, but I want to do a podcast with them at some point too. And I actually approached them like a couple years ago over at Mixed Breed.
Don't they do the tater tots? They do those good tater tots.
Yeah, they do a lot of good food.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that we're lucky to work with a lot of really great food vendors, and they've put up with a lot of asks from myself mostly. I'm glad we've built such great relationships with them where they're willing to put up with me asking them for stuff beyond what they would normally do hours wise or service wise, and we do our best to make sure they get the best experience possible when they come here, and that people see them, and we advertise them, and that they know they're here, so that they will patronize. We're a little bit different from I think the quote unquote typical brewery experience, where there may be a food truck, but they don't necessarily you can still kind of treat it as like a picnic or whatever, and we actually don't really allow outside food when we have food trucks booked, which is 90% of the time, with the occasional off Wednesdays in the winter, because we want to make sure that there's nothing else really out here on this road, so we want to make sure they get their business and they keep so that they want to keep coming back. We have our big ones that we work with, but we have our and the smaller ones, little pop-ups that we have, we kind of have had to phase out the pop-up stuff a little bit, unfortunately, just because it doesn't work as well. It's kind of where we use when we have big events, invite those folks to come to those big events. But you find Two for the Road here a lot, Burger 21 here a lot, Sammy's Country Wagon in the summer and fall.
Yeah,
that's
here.
A pretty good one. Yeah,
she's here summer. She's here. She runs seasonally. She's here May through October.
You used to have the Hangry Scotsman?
That was before me. Yeah,
oh, really?
That was before me. Yeah.
I was gonna say I haven't seen him up here in a while.
He moved to North Carolina.
Is that what happened? I haven't really seen him at all, but he used to be here a little bit.
Yeah. And then kind of a couple new ones. Crude Pizza, which kind of just entered the fold last year. They're from Clifton Park.
Nice.
Luke's and Tiffany are amazingly kind people. You can catch them here. 2 weeks. They'll be here in 2 weeks for a couple days. But you can catch them all around the capital region. They're great. Flacco's Tacos, Joni and Mike.
One of my favorites, if not my favorite.
They're from Glenville, and
they're our neighbors.
They're
they're right down. We drive to the house.
The
all
big
the time.
blue truck. They've got two of them now.
Yeah.
They do
fun. Schenectady every Sunday.
Schenectady's Green Market every Sunday. Really great, and the people in the area. We usually have them. We're kind of about once a month. And then we've got a newer. We have a random pop. Not random. I apologize. We have a pop up for a business in Troy back in August, which is not on that board yet. Called Patagonia. It's a Caribbean Asian fusion spot. It's
cool.
a Sunday afternoon, but we're really lucky to work with great vendors, and they do great work for us, and they're great partners, and they help. Without them, the place wouldn't be what it is, and they bring a lot of value to us, just having something here that people want to eat. Burger 21, there will only be Burger 21 for another about month and a half. Burger 21 will be going away, but just in name, it will still be.
They're just
it'll be a different name.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, that's cool. I know we've pulled in here several times, and it's like this parking lot is.
Yeah,
packed,
Mike and his team from Bird 21 are great, and I look forward to their next.
I almost feel like you gotta have 2 food trucks here every day.
I know.
It's only
lines are
it's
so
only on the
long.
super busy days.
But they
move
them.
them.
They do.
They're
They
good
do.
at moving.
We've never
It's only a
waited long
couple.
for
It's only a
food,
couple days. Sometimes
That's
where we don't know it's coming. If we know it's coming, it's easy to prepare
Yeah.
for. If we don't know it's coming, it's like, oh crap. But yeah, look forward to what Mike and his team have for their next venture as they move on from Burger 21. It's still going to be great. We working some new stuff in with the food trucks as well, and some specials here and there. So
that's something good that came out of COVID was the food trucks.
Yeah,
more real.
That and take-home drinks.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I like that. Yeah.
And also, we should point out that for this week, we'll probably be launching this I want to launch it before the holiday, so probably Wednesday at the latest. Your hours on Wednesday are 3 to 9. You're open on the 4th of July.
We are. Be here early, 11 to 4.
Yeah.
We won't have regular food service that day, but there might be some hot dogs involved. Okay. There might be.
You get the grill.
The grill might be out.
Why supplies are last.
Might be a hot dog involved if you purchase.
Supposed to be a nice day.
If you purchase a drink, you might get a hot dog. One of my favorite bars from back home did that. So I was like, why don't we do that? Well, that sounds like a fun thing.
Yeah,
so we
and
might
that way people get
thinking
to eat.
about doing that. And then
Friday,
just open an hour early, and then Saturday, Sunday is pretty regular. You're from around here, it's usually at this point everyone just disappears to the lake. So
that's why a lot of places are closed. But for those who don't want to go too far, it's nice that there's places that are opening.
We did great. 4th of July Eve, the 3rd last year. We had a great night, and we didn't have food service, which I regretted once I realized that it was going to be really busy. Traditionally not the busiest weekend of the year, honestly, for most of the places like ours.
It's like a long weekend, so it's
Schenectady is pretty much a ghost town on 4th of July weekend. Most of the bars are shut down.
You can't throw a rock in any direction without hitting a lake or like a river.
No, Schenectady
campsites.
very specifically, pretty much every bar takes vacation this week.
Yeah,
I can tell you on one hand who is open.
Yeah. That's why I was excited to see that you're open. I love the fact that you guys are open.
Yeah, that's why we show early, because most of the time we'll do better early than later.
New
brewery opening
make
up.
their ways to like fireworks and shit. Right?
Yeah, I mean, if I knew I was gonna be busy,
I'd swear.
I'd absolutely stay here as long as people wanted me to stay here. If I knew they were gonna be here, but I don't. So if there are 50 people in the place at 4 p.m., I'll stay here. Yeah. I'll stay here as long as you want me to, within reason.
I don't like to swear because your co-host Dave never swears.
He swears sometimes. There's a new brewery also opened up on the 4th of July, not too far from here, so you can bounce back. Yeah, Schwarbacher. Just did a podcast with them last week, a week before. So there's a lot going on. You can bounce from brewery to brewery. I mean, you guys aren't too far apart. You're gonna check out one, go check out the other.
I'm very excited about Schenectady's summer.
Yeah.
Thing.
I'm looking at Where's the Wolf. I brought a lot of brewery shirts to Ireland. Was Wolfhollow one of them?
I don't remember.
I don't either.
I'll have to go
Is there any
through
photos?
your photos?
Yeah, is there any photos of me rocking a Wolfhollow shirt?
Yeah, I gotta put it up there if you did.
If you have one, send it to me. I will put it up.
If you go to my Instagram, you see a lot of photos of Wolfhollow out in the wild.
Wolfhollow in the wild.
Yeah,
Usually I just take it skiing with me. So I
take it skiing, camping, hiking. We like to go hiking, climb up a mountain. When you get to the top of the mountain, I like to smoke a cigar and drink a beer, and I'll bring a different beer with me every time. There's a few times where it's been Wolfhollow.
I don't know if I could do the cigar part of that after the exertion.
Nothing
the
better.
beer part.
There's nothing better.
We hiked. We were in Tacoma recently, and we hiked not Rainier, but we were in Olympia National Park. And
you can't hike that and then smoke a cigar. No.
We hiked up there, and Rainier in the distance, and just had a Rainier beer while looking out at Rainier, which was cool.
Yeah,
that's very cool.
The cigar does actually. The beer bothers me more. Being all
the beer just makes you want to sit down and do nothing.
Yes, that's the problem. Then you're like, all right, I don't want to climb back down now, but it's my reward for climbing up in the first place. Shout out to the Rustic Loft. Wow, I'm broken. Rustic Loft.
Our top account the last few years running, yeah.
Max and Grill, TJ
place.
Flightline, Tipsy Moose, Rusty Nail, From Sports Park, Backstage Pub, Pizza Works, The Rain Dancer, Katie O'Burns, Juniors, Center Street Pub, O'Slattery's, and more. We'll just go with and more. I see McGarry's up there. Shout out to
Tess.
Tess, yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's been a podcast. Even though Eddie will never admit it, when I asked him what his favorite food truck was, he kept tapping his shirt, which says 2 for the road.